Well, the weekend is finally here, and that means visits to area lakes for so many of us. But turn the calendar back about 40 years when a visit to Lady Bird Lake could have meant getting literally pulled into the water, depending on what side of town you lived on. KVUE's Bob Buckaloo explains in tonight's Backstory.
These days, it really doesn't matter which side of the river you live on. North Austin, South Austin, it's all good. But back in the 1980s, Town Lake, now known as Lady Bird Lake, was a sort of a dividing line. In 1986, the rivalry between the so-called Bubbas from the south and the Yuppies from the north led to a friendly tug-of-war to see which team would pull the other into the Colorado River. The idea came from a former state rep named Charlie Gandy, who was quoted as saying, "The North considers the South the auto parts capital of the world. The South thinks of the North as a bunch of wine-sipping, quiche-eating panty wastes." And yes, they served wine and quiche on the north side of the river.
We wouldn't do any tug-of-war without ties on.
That's right.
That make good sense.
Now, you know for a fact they're not going to be in the water to let the rope go because Gucci tennis shoes just don't work good wet.
The rules were simple. When 140 people from the other squad are pulled into the river, it's game over. Those were North Austinites in the river, so, you guessed it, the South won. Easily. And in the spirit of brotherhood, a self-described yuppie summed up their loss this way.
That's cool. It was all for a good cause and we all had a good time.
A back-and-forth struggle from almost 40 years ago that faded to the background as the city grew and North and South became united. Bob Buckaloo, KVUE News.